Hello, everybody. This is Ethan with Meeple Skills on Project Nerd. I am here with Andrew Heath, artist and creator of Burger Battle, as well as worked on some other games. So, Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the industry, and we can talk about Burger Battle a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm a graphic designer and illustrator. I get a lot of different clients because I travel and come to like comic conventions.
Pretend you're drinking a beer with the microphone.
I come to comic.
Yeah, we bring it all the way back, all the way back.
So I come to comic conventions and I sell my artwork, and I meet clients there, which is where I met Looney Labs. They created Flux and do a ton of other great games. And I started working with them, and as I was working with them, I started getting familiar with the board game industry, and I was like, I'm going to do my own game. So I created Burger Battle. It was on Kickstarter this past August, got fully funded, and it just released in December. So
awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. Before this convention, I had not heard of Burger Battle. But when I got here yesterday, people were already talking about Burger Battle. So tell me about Burger Battle. How do you play it? What's it look like? What's the style you went with for it?
Yeah, so Burger Battle is a strategy and sabotage card game. There's different burgers, and each player gets their own burger, and they got to build their burger and keep other players from building theirs first. And there's like burger bombs to blow each other's burgers up, burger force fields for protection, cards to add and take away ingredients. So it's like a back and forth deck building, take that kind of game.
Okay, so I think I may already know the answer to this, but when you're sitting thinking, I want to create my own game, how does one settle on burgers?
Well, actually, it was backwards. So I love burgers, my favorite food. And I had a buddy, I make some burger merchandise. I've had burger hats, pins, and posters. And my buddy was like, you should do something really big with burgers. And I'm like, yeah, I totally should. And I was like, what do I want to do? So I'm an illustrator, so I was like, should I make like a kid's book? And then, I kind of racked my brain, and then I was like, wait a minute, I work in the tabletop industry anyways. I'll make a card game. That way I get to draw like every single piece of the burger. So that's kind of how that went along, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay, so the different cards, I'm assuming, are the different parts of the burger.
Yeah.
And so is it like a draw a card, play a card kind of strategy?
Well, it's pretty unique in the mechanics of the game. So on your turn, you'll draw a card and you'll play a card, and then you'll draw a card and you'll play a card. So you keep drawing and playing cards until you can't play any more ingredients. So right out of the gate, you can have like 6 of your 8 ingredients, but then you become a target. So people are going to want to bomb you. People are going to want to steal your ingredients. So, and because of the mechanics, like it keeps the game moving pretty fast. And like if you get bombed and you have 6 of your 8 ingredients, you discard all of them and you start from scratch. And I know that sounds devastating, but because of the mechanics, on your next go around, you can have half your burger built again. Yeah, so it's pretty fast paced.
And also, from scratch burger sounds amazing.
I know, right?
Right, you're making it from scratch. That
I know,
sounds amazing. Yeah. Okay, so we have burger bombs. You have all the different parts of the burgers. Well, what are the other kinds of cards that are included?
So, I mean, there's some simple cards like the old switcheroo. So, like, if you're sitting next to me and like, rather than discard things that you need so you can pick them up, I'm going to be holding them. I'm going to be holding on to the stuff you need. So, like, you can play the old switcheroo. We can switch hands. There's a card called Yours Looks Good where we can completely switch burgers. So, you're changing up the goal of the game. And there's one card, which was fun for me, that's completely optional. It's called Burger Apocalypse. Say you're playing with 5 people, you're not doing so hot, you just have 2 of your ingredients, everybody has more than that. You throw down Burger Apocalypse, it destroys everybody's burgers, including yours. So it's basically kind of like a reset card. Everyone starts from scratch, yeah.
Okay. So what are some games you took inspiration from to create this?
To be honest, growing up, I played like the standard games like Uno and like stuff. So I wanted something like quick and fun like that, but I was really big into trading card games. I played Magic the Gathering, I played Pokemon, so excuse me. So I took some elements from trading card games, like how you get like a board with the burger on it, so like you're basing it off that, and there's things going into play constantly. So like your burger force field, like you play that and it stays out on the table until someone can destroy it. So trading card games was a big inspiration for me.
Yeah. I was an avid Magic the Gathering player as well, so I get that. And it's great because like anymore, because of how sort of instrumental that game was in card games in general, it's almost impossible to make a card game that doesn't take something from Magic.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a pure structure of a card game.
Yeah.
That,
I don't know, man. I thought about getting back into Magic, but the rules have changed so much since I played. It's been 10, 15 years since I played.
I'm currently a level 1 judge for Magic the Gathering.
Oh, okay.
So like,
yeah.
I understand it, deeply, and and I love that because it is such a solid structure of a game. It's not when you take elements from it, it's not derivative.
Yeah.
It still feels uniquely different.
Mm-hmm.
And since so many people have played Magic, it makes it easier for people to get into your game because they understand the kind of underlying basics of that card game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's great. As far as your art and illustration, what sort of media do you draw inspiration from for that?
So, like I said, I'm a graphic designer at heart. I went to design school. That's like my main jam. But I'm really into like vintage and retro graphics. So, like old packaging and old logos and old color styles. So I kind of like took all of that ideology and kind of mixed it with pop culture, because that's what I mainly do is I work in pop culture. And so a lot of it's like really minimal, bright in colors, and just really vintage retro looking.
So you kind of, and I haven't seen it, so are we talking like sort of the 50s burger diner kind of thing?
Yeah,
a little bit of inspiration from it?
Yes and no. Like, all my stuff, I don't use black lines,
Sure.
So it's just color blocks. A lot of it's very geometric. I guess minimalist is like the best way to put it, but even minimal can get too minimal. I still like to keep a lot of depth and textures in it too.
Okay, all right.
Maybe you should have done your research before having me on.
Look, man, all I'm saying
I'm just messing with you. No, these are good questions.
Yeah.
I hate getting like the same questions over and over. So these are good questions.
Right.
So
and I'm assuming that anybody watching this may not have seen it as well.
That's true.
So you need to stop being so presumptuous. Maybe I do already know.
Everybody knows me. Everybody.
Yeah. So again, what are some artists that you look up to when you see art and you think, I want to do something like that? What are those that stand out to you?
I like a lot of the Mondo artists. Are you familiar with Mondo?
Yeah.
A lot of those artists are cool. Specifically, like, I'm into like Tom Whalen, Ty Matson, who else? Doe-Eyed Design. Like, there's a lot of design firms that I'm into. So that's kind
of... what art brings a tear to your eye?
What art brings a tear
is there
to my
any,
eye?
whether it be graphic art, music, whatever, like...
I'll tell you, I'm going to take that question and kind of reverse it. So,
absolutely.
Rather than like bring a tear to my eye, like enjoy, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I took this fine art course
Oh, no.
in college. The hardest class I've ever taken. The teacher was horrible person. They ruined fine art for me. So every time I see fine art, I get a tear in my eye because I'm just like, I resent it, and I just...
You just know.
Like you hear like art appreciation classes. For me, that was art depreciation. Like, it was horrible.
All right, so I'm going to ask you one of our goofy questions now.
Lay it on me.
I'm going to try and find a good one. All right. What is the weirdest smell that you've ever smelled?
The weirdest smell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one. I guess this wasn't a weird smell, but this is a good smell story.
Sure.
I was walking through a grocery store, Kroger, one time, me and my buddy, and we were walking through the cheese section, and there was a big block of cheese just sitting there, and I don't know why, but I had to smack it. So I walked by and I smacked that cheese, and my buddy was behind me. He did the same thing, and we walked away, and we're like, oh my gosh. And it smelled so bad. We're like, whoa. And it was one of those things where, like, we're driving. Oh, we just kept smelling it. We couldn't stop smelling it.
Every time your nose itches,
I know. Well, not just that. It's like, we've had stuff like that. It smells bad. You're just like, oh no. Oh,
why do I keep doing
smelling
this to myself?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my smell story. Was that a good answer?
Yeah, I like that answer. All right, I'm gonna do one more.
All right, lay it on me.
I'm entertained by you. All right, so we talked a lot about food. This is a food-related question. What is your most impressive go-to meal that you cook?
Oh,
so when
man.
you're like, I've got, whether you got friends over or something, and you're gonna cook something. What's the most impressive one?
So there's this blog, and this is the only thing I know from this blog. I don't follow this blog. We were just looking for recipes. It's called Get in My Belly. It's like a food blog. They have recipes. and they have this Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta.
Oh my, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and you do it in the crock pot.
Oh my god.
And it's life changing.
Oh my God.
It's delicious. I recommend it to anybody. It's not only is it the most impressive, most delicious thing that I can make, it's the easiest thing that I can make.
Absolutely. Anything in the crock
you just
pot,
throw
you
in the
just-
crock pot and you're done. It's so good. So check that out for sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you want to go ahead and tell our viewers where they can find you on social media, online, where they can get Burger Battle.
Yeah. So you can find me on social media on Instagram at Andrew Heath Design. And my website is www.andrew-heath.com. And you can go Burger Battle at burgerbattlegame.com. Check it out.
BurgerBattleGame.com. All right. Thank you all for joining us. This was an interview with Andrew Heath for the Meeple Skills Podcast, exclusively on the Project Nerd Podcast Network. Go ahead and check them out. And check us out on Patreon.
Do it. Bye-bye.